Hey, good morning. Welcome to the work week. Happy Monday. Hobby Evolution episode 802. Coffee cups up. Oh, that's tasty. What is up? Good morning. Paul Heath in the house. Jenny is here. What's happening? We'll talk organization. Oh, baby. I am organizing. And I don't think Big Shep listens, but Big Shep from About the Cards, the old About the Cards podcast, during one of the podcasts, he broke into song, Let's Get Organized, to the tune of Olivia Newton-John. And so every time I talk about wanting to get organized, I think of Big Shep breaking out into song in the tune of Olivia Newton-John. So I got organized. I won't break into song. I broke into song enough last week. No breaking into song. No, let's get organized. But I'm making some dents. I got into a phase, like I hit that wall, that like daily 3:00 wall. That I hit 2:00 typically for me. Hit that 2:00, 3:00 wall yesterday, and I'm just like, I was defeated. Even though I'm making progress with my organization and I'm making dents, I'm actually getting somewhere. You'd be shocked to see how far I've gotten, but it still isn't where I need to be. And it's like, oh my God, I've got all this stuff still. And my bathroom, I've got 5 shelves in the bathroom completely filled. Of course, my storage area is full. My rec room is still a gigantic disaster. That's what I'm focused on now. And so I just was defeated. Like, oh my God, I've still got 200 items to ship. I've got a rec room that's a disaster. I still need to get rid of this bulk, but I can't get rid of the bulk until I get the rec room cleaned. I can't get the rec room cleaned until I get this organized. But I'm finally on phase 2, where I'm like last night, I started to focus on a plastic tub. The problem I run into is when I buy these pallets from Goodwill, what happens is the first bunch, I have great intentions. I'm going to be streamlined, efficient, and it's going to go great. Well, that 3 hours later, my rec room looks like a freaking hoarder's paradise. And the goal is to bring down like a box and sort through a box, have everything in place, and then put it in its space, go back up, bring another box, a box, rinse, repeat. That doesn't happen. All of a sudden, it's like, well, I need to get all this out of my car, and boom, there's just piles and piles everywhere. So right now I'm focused on getting the current situation dealt with, putting its stuff in its spaces, going up, unloading the rest of the crap in my car, finding spaces for it. Then I've got to get ready for this week's card show, Saturday, Rockford, at the IBEW Banquet Hall, Rockford, Illinois. I'll be there with all new quarter boxes. All new. I'll bring some of my old ones just in case I have new customers. They can dig through some older stuff. But I'm like, after last week's show, it's a quick 2-week turnaround. After last week's show, I'm like, my God, I've got only 2 weeks, which is good because I need my feet to the fire. Otherwise, I'll do it tomorrow. I've got a month. And then all of a sudden it's the week of the card show. And it's like, oh crap, I just wasted 3 weeks. So I was concerned about not having quarter box. And okay, really? Look behind me. Should I be concerned I don't have enough quarter box inventory? So I've acquired, like over the last 2 years, I've acquired so much basically quarter box inventory, and I've just got boxes and boxes and boxes that I just haven't, it's like, I've got these quarter boxes. So I'm going through, and basically I have a 5-row shelf devoted to unsorted quarter box stuff that I'm going to go through. And I'm even going to break out hockey and soccer. In fact, I think I've got these just so I stop randomly pulling these hockey packs out. I think I'm going to put 2 for $1. And I've got some soccer packs, some junk wax soccer, junk wax hockey, some of these Notre Dame packs, 2 for $1, and see if I can get rid of any packs, junk wax that I don't want. What else? And I was going through last night. This is the fun part about, even though it's like really frustrating when you're organizing and you hit that wall and it's like, oh my God, I'm not making any progress. Sometimes there's diamonds in the rough, and all of a sudden I, in this back area, and I'll flip my camera around here in a bit so you can see the progress that I've made, because I think I've shown like just the disaster it's been. So I was in that back area, and I opened a box, and there was only one row of cards, but it was all penny sleeve, which could be 91 Fleer for all I know. But I started digging in, and it was like all rookie quarterbacks, like a stack of Jalen Hurts rookies, a stack of Patrick Mahomes, unfortunately not rookies, but Patrick Mahomes singles. I think there were a couple color. So I'm like, hey, in a bunch of Joe Burrow rookies, so he's still pretty hot. So those 3 players I pulled right out. Then there was Justin Fields, Trey Lance, Fields, Lance, some Trevor Lawrence. Who's the other? There's one quarterback, Tua, a bunch of Tua. And Jordan Love. So those players I'll probably just sit on until we get closer to season. I think Justin Fields stuff is going to just skyrocket by late summer or midsummer, I guess. Summer technically starts in June. So actually not technically, it does start in June. The official start of summer, June, what is it? 21st, 22nd, whatever. So Mahomes, Hurts, Burrow, I pulled those because those are selling well right now. Obviously, the Super Bowl with Hurts and Mahomes. So that's kind of where I'm at with the organization, and finding stuff is fun. So I think I've shown just the absolute disaster. So before in case you haven't seen it, I just want to paint a picture for you. And you won't be able to see like beyond this shelf, but basically over here, just beyond this shelf here, over here, that was stacked about 4 feet high with boxes. Like you couldn't see, like basically up to like that shelf right there. There was like boxes stacked. I couldn't even walk to the back. I was like leaning over boxes to reach other boxes. And a lot of stuff, and that's why I found so much, because I wasn't able to access that back area. So that was all stacked, and it was like 2-3 boxes deep. And then this was the other disaster area. This, in fact, the door over here would only open like halfway because there was boxes just spilled out 5 feet high. So let's show you. Let's grab the camera. So here's looking beyond. Look, there's a floor back there. Holy moly. So yeah. So that you can't see, but I cleaned out the entire back area behind that shelf. And then over here, we made a lot of progress. Oh, okay. Bear with me. Look at that. Look at that. All wide open. All wide open. And so I'm still clearing. I've got a nice empty area for my latest Goodwill pallet stuff. So I have made a lot of progress, but you know, when you're working on it, I've got my camera is being held up by a 500 count box. Okay. There we go. Okay. So that's where I'm at. Let's go to the chat. So organization, it's coming along slowly but surely. Although I guess I started Saturday afternoon and here we are Monday morning. I made a pretty impressive jump. Let's see. So, Jenny, that's where the organization is at. Herman's been on the road for over an hour, and Herman, there's a rumor that Herman might go live tonight. I'm not sure if that's been substantiated. Jenny wants to know where Herman is heading. I don't think it's vacation. I think he's on the job to this morning, because I think he mentioned Saturday night he was going to be away from home. I think that was why he said he might go live tonight. David, what's up? Good morning. Raphael in the house. Good morning. Terry, what's up? Jenny says, yes, Shep is exactly who I thought of yesterday when you had organizing on and him singing. That's right. Victor, what's up? Good morning. Ed is here. What's happening? Herman confirms he is on the road for work. Steve Ains Comedy, what's up? If you're taking requests, please don't sing. Done. Done. Johnny Boy Cards, what's up? Happy Monday to you. We've got Terry Alexander in the house. Diego, what's happening? Good morning. Like the Rhino card. Yeah, I found 3, and I don't know where. I don't know how I acquired those. A lot of stuff I was finding, and so since I was able to access, like, all my Cubs stuff is back there behind this shelving unit that's behind me. So I'm able to find and like, there's boxes of Cubs stuff that it's like, oh my God, I forgot I had this. And some of that stuff I can't remember where it, like, I don't know if I acquired it in trade, if somebody sent it to me, if it was part of a Goodwill pallet. I'm not sure where, but it was the world's thinnest porcelain baseball card. Somebody on Twitter said, don't take it out of the package because it will break. So, but I will leave it. I'm the type, and I think was this asked? This might have been asked. We had a few hobby friends. We had a Zoom call Saturday night, and I think somebody asked me, I think Dan actually, Korean Cardboard, asked me about starting lineups. And I don't actively seek starting lineups out, but if I found like a Cubs starting lineup for $1, I'd buy it. Now, if it were, I really don't have a preference on in the package or not. If it's in the package, I will leave it in the package. But if it's in the package, I'm not going to display it because it looks kind of goofy. And plus, it's probably got like a Kmart sticker on it, $4.99, blue light special. But if they're loose, I can actually display them. Although I have like about a dozen loose starting lineup Cubs that I think I just ended up I had them on a shelf like in my rec room. And then I just, at one point, I was kind of scaling down and not displaying as much because I kind of let it get out of hand. Like everything I was acquiring, I would just display. And there comes a point where it's a little overkill. I used to be, when it comes to man caves, I like simplicity. And maybe that's why I like the 78 Topps design and the 73 Topps design. It's simplistic. I don't like just one man cave that comes to mind where it's like every square inch is covered. It's the Wade Boggs Tavern. Richard, I think is his name. Super cool. Awesome stuff, but that's not my style. Like, that's just too. Raphael used stimulus overload the other day, and that is what it is for me. It's just too much. I like little simplicity, which is good because that's what my wife likes as well, and my wife helps me kind of lay out, design my rec room. And it's when it's not filled with Goodwill palette of cards, it's kind of has a simplistic, it's not, the walls aren't covered. There's basically, centerpiece, this wall has, as I'm looking out, the framed World Series, the newspaper, a ticket, something else, like a badge or something, and the Sports Illustrated, all in a frame. Then I've got some art that my wife has picked up at art fairs. I've got my Pearl Jam section, and then I've got the 2 shelves, and that's it. I like it. And then I've got in what I had been doing is I was using those shelves and like everything, I was putting everything on the shelves, and it just got to be like too much. I think what I would like is I would like in my buddy Stu from Club 400, he has a couple like showcase type glass cases, and it's just like overrun by stuff. I like that. I like, okay, this is like one showcase and you're just going to stuff it full as long as it's like one dedicated showcase stuffed with all kinds of stuff. And I like that approach. So I might do that at the new house. I might have like a showcase where it's just ticket stubs and starting lineups and just random trinkets, like random coins and just random stuff. So I like that. Where are we at? Kyle, good morning. It seems eBay has been as busy as the card shows lately. I've been selling 3 to 5 cards a day out of 300-ish listings. Is that what you were seeing too? Yes, I'm seeing definitely an uptick. It is interesting. And I think Jenny alluded to it about my 50% off sales. So, and then I think somebody else said the eBay reports are on gross, which those two combined make sense because my net sales are up. I had a higher net sales month in January than I did November, December, even though eBay says I was down like 20%. However, well, that doesn't make sense because I had January, I did have the 50% off sale running most of the month, while December. So now, no, that does not make any sense whatsoever because I had the 50% off sale. So I was selling volume and my net sales were higher in January. And my gross sales should have been higher because I ran the 50% off sale, I think, into 4 days worth of January. It was only 1 day in December. So now it does not make any sense why my eBay numbers, sales dollars, why eBay's report. I don't care. eBay sent me the money. More money went into my account in January than December. So I guess I don't have to worry about it. Although I would like the reports to like kind of reflect real life. But yes, I am seeing, and it was as expected. Typically, historically, my eBay sales, and I'm also baseball focused. So that has a lot to do with it. My sales typically are slow in November and December. January is usually when things really start to pick up. Second week of January, I start seeing that. And it's almost, last year was a little outlier. Whereas I kind of had steady sales November, December, January. There wasn't like a spike in January. But this year was back to more November, December, my sales were up, but I also spent more on there was more new product released in the fourth quarter of 2022 than in previous years. So my expenses were up, my sales were up, but so were my expenses. But my net sales overall, I bought more, people were buying the new stuff, so it all worked out. My net sales were up fourth quarter, but I did start seeing a spike in mid-January this year. So that kind of goes hand in hand with what I've seen historically outside of a couple years during the pandemic. Card shows. I wanted to touch on card shows today as well. Just kind of reviewing the weekend. Even though I wasn't at any card shows myself, I did. I was on the Blowout forums this morning reading about some various reports. And then, of course, I've seen people that were at various shows across the country this weekend. George, what's up? Good evening to you. Cooter's in the house. What's up, Cooter? Jenny says eBay has been getting wild busy. Paige and Deanie Bean, good morning. Raphael wants to know, how do you prep your 25-cent boxes, penny sleeves, etc.? So originally, when I first started back into card shows on a regular basis, right after the pandemic, or I guess right in the middle of the pandemic, would have been April of 2021 was my first show back post-COVID. And so I sleeved everything, and I had like 40 or 50,000 cards that I sleeved. Now, remember, we were all locked in our homes essentially. Nothing was open. We couldn't go to sporting events. So I had nothing but time on my hands. So I sleeved everything. Now I'm pretty busy. So now I just put everything in boxes. So if it's sleeved, it stays sleeved. If it's not sleeved, it stays not sleeved. So there's not much prep involved, which is good. The only prep I do is I'll go through boxes. Like this weekend, I'm finding boxes for future 25-cent box. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through. I don't want to just put those boxes out because there might be a row of $10 cards or something that or cards that have gone up. So I don't want to be a complete surprise. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just throw Cubs cards in these boxes, which has actually happened a few times where I've grabbed a box just lazily, like, oh, I'm pretty sure these are all quarter boxes. And then people pull out, I thought you didn't sell Cubs. And I'm like, oops, if you want it, it's yours. So yeah, there's really not much prep involved for my quarter boxes. Terry spent the whole day yesterday sorting and organizing all the stacks. Where we at? It skipped ahead, of course. Organizing all the stacks of cards I had laying around. Terry McDaniel says pitchers and catchers report next week. Top Series 1 releases next week. Always excited for the first release of the year. I'm in that phase where it's like, yeah, I probably won't buy any Series 1. I've got so much other stuff. I'm doing all this, but guess what? Week of release, I'm going to get FOMO and I'm going to buy. When does Top Series 1 release? Is it next Wednesday? I'm trying to figure out when it lines up with my card show. So I don't think my card show is not until the 25th. So it's going to be, I'm probably going to probably have FOMO before my Madison card show, February 15th. So I'm doing a show on the 11th in Rockford and then the 25th in Madison. So, of course, Topps releases right between, so I'll get FOMO. So we'll see. But yes, I will definitely be on the lookout because Top Series 1. And here's the thing. Top Series 1, I should actually just put a freaking case on pre-order because Top Series 1 might be the best return on value as far as sealed wax. If you get it at release and list everything, boom, right off the bat. Series 1, it's a moneymaker. You will, if you know how to bulk sell, if you know how to sell, and I shouldn't say bulk, if you know how to volume sell on eBay or Sport Lots, you can make good amount of money on Sport Lots if you're inclined. Top Series 1, probably the best return of any product. Baseball. I don't know football. I don't know basketball. But for the price point, it's blowout is $90. You might be able to find it at your, that's probably what it's going to run at a local card shop. I would assume 90 to 100 if it's 90 on blowout. $90. I think that's anything under 100 for flagship, I think is a great price. You get it if you pre-order. This is not an advertisement. I get zero kickbacks from blowout. I wish I did. But if you pre-order from blowout, you'll get it likely on your doorstep on the day of release on Wednesday. If the 15th is a Wednesday, I think it is on February 15th, it'll be on your doorstep. And if you get right to it, now you can't sit on it for 2 weeks and just randomly open packs here and there. And then just you have to like really grind it out. But if that's your thing, it's easy money. And I say easy, I mean, it's listing cards on eBay. That's easy. Yeah. Is it a grind? Yeah. But it's super, it's slower if you list on your couch, but you can literally list baseball cards from your couch. That's like the epitome of lazy. So, but it's not, you're making money, you're working. So I would say Top Series 1, great value. So with that said, I need to put my money where my mouth is and just pre-order don't know if I'll do a case. I've got so much going on. I've got so much inventory already to list, but it is like easy because it'll fly off it'll fly. It's not like you're going to list it and in 6 months something will sell. I mean, much of it will sell, boom, right away. Of course, there's also you've got to know how to volume sell on eBay or the platform you choose. Now, I'm only knowledgeable about eBay, so I'm speaking from an eBay state of mind. You've got to get a good price on it, which I think $90 on blowout is a good price. That's probably where I would buy it from. Actually, that's where I will buy it from because I know it's going to be on my doorstep on release day. If I order it, say I order it from another big retailer and it's $5 cheaper, it might be $5 cheaper, but it might not come until Friday of release. That's 2 days. I'd spend a premium to get it on release day as opposed to waiting until the weekend because you're losing out on valuable time. So there's a lot that goes into it. You've got to get a good price. You've got to make sure you get it on release day. You've got to know how to volume sell. And then once you receive it, you've got to open it right away and you've got to list right away. And you have to have good prices. You can't just list cards for, commons for $3, $4, $5. You've got to have good prices to get those moving. And if you can do it in volume, you'll get those volume sales. So it's not just as easy as just go buy a box. And I think, and I actually fell into this trap when I got back heavy into cards, 2012, 13, 14. I'm like, I bought this, and what happened was I bought a box, a hobby box of Allen and Ginter, and I think this was 2012. I pulled a Willie Mays rip card. Long gone. Sometimes when I tell these stories, it's like, oh, do you still have that? It's like, that was 10 years ago. Long gone. And I'm like, wow, if I bought a case of 12 boxes, just think. I made 3x my money. It was probably a $50 box 10 years ago. And I sold it for $150. If I could make 3x, and that's just with one card. If I bought 12 boxes, I'd make 30 times my money. It doesn't work like that. That's like a case hit. That was kind of the thought process where it's like, oh, I'll just buy a case and sell the big hits. And then I've got all these other cards for free. It doesn't work like that. You've got to grind it out and you've got to basically sell everything. Fortunately, I'm able to keep, the Cubs, and the hits are typically pretty minimal when it comes to Cubs. I haven't really hit any since I've started the 1 million Cubs project and don't sell any Cubs. I haven't, fortunately and unfortunately, like there's in some instances, I'd be like, man, I wish it was a Cubs superfractor. But I haven't hit like a really big Cubs card. Where are we at? So that was kind of a sidebar to Terry's comment about pitchers and catchers reporting. Kyle, thanks, Jenny. I figured that was the case. A good sign for sure. Harlan in the house. Christian, good morning to you. Red Light 34 is here. Hit the like button. Where are we at? We're at 12 likes, 54 watchers. Hit that like button. Thank you. Let's see. Christian says, knocked the long-standing want list card off the list this morning. Already a good day. Very cool. I have a few of those porcelain cards. They are pretty sold. Solid. Let's see. Red Light says, got 5,000 boxes, 5,000 count boxes over the weekend for $25 a box. Very nice. Love that. That's a great deal. Hell, the box alone is $10. Dave says, I have only one room of cards, but it is much worse, and luckily I am not moving. Yes, that is a good thing. That's like how are you going to move all this? My wife and I were actually strategizing yesterday. I was defeated. Like I said, I was defeated yesterday. And I'm just like, I'm at the point where I haven't crossed this bridge yet because I haven't like really pushed to move the bulk. Like I think I have a Facebook listing still, and I have a couple people interested, and I'm just kind of holding back because I don't have the space right now to like get it into my car. My car's still filled with stuff because my rec room's still filled with stuff because I had to clean. So it's like this, the assembly line got stopped. So I'm trying to get it kick-started. So I'm like, if I can't sell it, like I need to get rid of it like soon, because I'm like, so I wanted to know, like, what's the timeline? When are we going to list our house, this current house? When's it going to be on the market? When are the showings going to begin? Because that gives me like a drop dead date. Like, okay, I've got to have this stuff out. I've got to get super organized for these showings. I can't have boxes of cards in the bathroom. So it looks like mid-March is when we're going to put this house on the market. So that gives me like 5 weeks. So in the next 5 weeks, I'll be busy. And it's like, I'm like, maybe I should just, and so I talked about this yesterday morning about, just donating it to St. Vincent. I don't want to take it to Goodwill because I'll end up with it again. And my wife's, well, don't do that, because if you can sell it. And I'm like, but the problem is if I can't sell it, what am I going to do? And she's like, well, maybe we can start moving it, into the new house. And, so I'm like, well, I don't want to move it into the new house while, we still have drywall going up and, there's just going to be work going on. So the basement's going to be like pretty finished, like a lot sooner than the rest of the house. But it's still like the timeline. It's going to be like the drywall probably won't start be put up until mid-March. Mid to late March, which is like butting right up against the potential show. So there's a lot of like moving parts going on. By the way, speaking of the house, another curveball was thrown. They started framing the upstairs area, the main living area last week, and I think Friday they framed out the fireplace because we actually moved. The fireplace originally was in like the corner of the living room. So we're moving it. We're going to square that wall off, and then we're putting it on the sidewall. And so the fireplace company had given our contractor the specs. And so he framed it out to the specs. Fireplace people came in. They're like, oh no, this is off. So that's a problem. So my contractor has to go back in and reframe the fireplace like today or tomorrow. So another little hurdle to jump across. And something else is, I think our cabinets are delayed like 2 weeks. So here we go. Cooter says starting lineup cards have decent demand for player collectors. Good trade bait on trading card database. Yes, those are oddball stuff, and same with eBay. Like there's a big demand for some of that oddball, and the odder the better. And what I mean by odd is kind of the more rare, the better. Odd Merchants Vintage, what is up? Good morning. Painfully slow week of sales this weekend on eBay. And see, I had the opposite. I had a slower week during the week. But my sale Wednesday was just, it went off the hook. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I had great sales. The only day I really was disappointed in my sales dollars was Saturday, but Sunday made up for it. So basically, if you combine Saturday, Sunday, I was more than my goal. Today, I'm off to a slow start, but it's only 7:30 in the morning. So hopefully but Mondays are typically a slower day for me. But my weekend was pretty good on eBay. Jenny says eBay reports are very goofy. If you look at X month on your 1099 and then look at the same month on your account, the amounts will not match. They won't be close. That is, and I haven't looked. I haven't compared my reports to which. Now that you mentioned that, I do want to go back and look and compare, because what I give my accountant is the reports from eBay, because my business tax year is not is not like calendar year. It's so my fiscal year is October 1st through September 30th. So when I get him all my year stuff, there's no 1099 to work off of. So so I'll have to go back and I mean that goes to him anyway, but just for my own peace of mind, I'll have to look at it. Flipping Sports Guy says, I had my best weekend yet since going to strictly low-end volume. 4,500 cards in store, 48 cards sold Friday to Sunday. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Those classic game cards sell well too. Flipping Sports Guy adds. Where are we at? Let's see. eBay reports are horrible. I don't even look at them. I pop each sale into my spreadsheet with fees, etc. Go by that number. That's exactly what I do. I have a spreadsheet on its own, and that way I know, and that's got what I'm spending on inventory, and other supplies and expenses, and then what I'm getting, and then my net pay from eBay, and then I get my net number from my spreadsheet. So let's see. Just got some 70s cards from you. Oh, nice. Thank you. Adam Lee says, good to hear the uptick. My views dropped off a clip. Now, and that's like based on my I don't understand. Like, again, eBay reports are goofy. Like my net sales, the money that's getting deposited into my bank, my sales that I'm shipping and sending, like higher than ever, but yet the eBay reports say I'm down 25%, but my bank account differs. And my listing impressions are way down, like almost around 19 million over the last 30 days, which typically it's been running 20 to 22 million. My sales conversion rate is down. It typically runs 9 to 9.5%. It's down to 8.3%, according to these numbers. My page views are way down, 37,000 in the last 30 days. Typically, that's over 40,000 page views in a month's time. So, but the money's rolling in. So I just don't get these reports. Let's see. Cooter says, if your managed payments come on Tuesday, there were 5 in January versus 4 in December. That would explain an increase in January net sales on a cash-to-cash basis. That's a great point. That is a great point. I'd have to go back and look because managed payments fees or postage fees, standard envelope postage fees, I should be more clear. Standard envelope postage fees don't always come out of my account on Wednesday. Typically it's Wednesday, but the last couple of weeks it's been on like Friday or Thursday, and it varies. I'd have to go back and check, but that's a good point. Although December, there's 31 days, but there's also January 1st. I guess it all depends. But yeah, I guess that could also be, that could also explain things, depending on when they took the managed payments or the standard envelope fees from the managed payments. Jenny says, I disagree. Series 1 best return Bowman is if sold within first week. I would disagree because Bowman is such a high retail price. A hobby box, and let's just talk purely from a hobby box standpoint. A hobby box of Bowman is $400. A hobby box of Topps is $90. So you've got to spend way more money on Bowman. Yes, you're going to be able to sell a Khalil Watson first chrome for $20 at release, and now it's a $2 card. But you're going to be spending way more. Blasters are $35 on Bowman, $25 for Topps. So Bowman, I would say Bowman is actually among the worst. Among mainstream products, Bowman is probably the worst return on value on any mainstream product. Flipping Sports Guy says jumbo case on Blowout was about $950. Let's see. I have single boxes are $90, and they really don't give you much of a discount on cases. 2023 tops. Let's see. 12 box case is 1,050 and a jumbo case is 940. So a jumbo is going to get you, I think, less cards, but I think you are guaranteed autographs. Is that how that works? So let's do the math. Let's do some math on a Monday morning. Okay. So a jumbo, and this is a good exercise just for myself because I will end up buying some type of hobby boxes for Topps. So we've got 6 with 10 packs with 46 cards per pack. Now, I don't like jumbo because I like opening packs, not just one jumbo pack. Okay. So you do get your silver packs, one box break. So you get 2 silvers and you get 1 relic and 1 auto per box. So you are guaranteed. And I think with hobby, you're not guaranteed. And then jumbos are 940. So we'll do, I don't have my calculator. I'm doing an update on my phone and I left it upstairs. Okay. So hobby, where are we at? Hobby box, $90. Oh shit. That was case price. Oh yeah. I'm doing this by the case. So that was that the case? Yeah. So 1,050 on the hobby case, and you get 12 boxes times 24 packs times 14 cards per pack. Now you only get 1 silver in the hobby case, and you get 1 auto or relic. So you're probably only going to get out of 12, maybe 4 autos. I don't know what the odds are. 3, 4 autos. So you're getting the same amount of silver packs because there's only 6 boxes in a jumbo case. So you're getting 12 silver packs in a jumbo case. You're getting 12 silvers in a hobby case. However, with jumbo, you're guaranteed 6 autographs. Where in hobby, you're probably only going to get 3 or 4. Let's see. So let's go to the calculator and let's see what the per card price is. So we've got 60 times 46 on card count, 2,760 cards in a jumbo case. Now in a hobby case, we're going to get 12 boxes times 24 packs times 14 cards, 4,000. Oh, not dollars. 4,032 cards. So now we take our $1,050, divide that by 4,032 cards, and you're paying 26 cents per card out of a hobby case. Now, jumbo, we take that 940 divided by 2,760 cards. We're going to pay 34 cents. So you're paying almost a dime more per card in a jumbo case, but you are likely going to be guaranteed a couple more autographs. Again, you get 2 silver packs in a jumbo case, 1 auto, 1 relic guaranteed. So you are getting 12 total autos and relics. You're also getting 12 autos and relics in a hobby case, but probably 3 autos in a hobby. That's what I'm guessing. That's just my guess, is you're only going to get 3 autos in a hobby case. But you're getting a lot of cards in a hobby. You're getting over 4,000 cards in a hobby case. You're getting under 3,000 in a jumbo case. But in a hobby case, you're paying only 26 cents per card compared to 34 cents per card. So it all depends what you're in. Are you in it for volume? Or are you in it for the hits? So it'd be a fun exercise to buy a hobby case and a jumbo case and then just compare. Here's how I did. Here's how I did that. I'm not in position right now with all the other stuff going on to do an experiment like that. Let's see. Where are we at? Flipping Sports Guy says, I remember last year's release, Wander base rookie was $15 to $30 early morning by evening, already down to $5. That is incorrect. That is partially correct. But I can tell you exactly what they were because I wrote those numbers down and I still have them on my board. So the Wander Franco, the Saturday morning of release. Now, I will tell you that the day of, on release day, the Wander Francos were around $30 to $40 for a base rookie card, like the first 24 hours of release. By Saturday, the average sold price, and I took this snapshot on Saturday morning of release, which was February 19th. The average sold price for a Wander Franco base rookie, and I took the last 10 sold, was $14.52 4 days after release. The outliers were, the lowest was $10 and the highest, and these are all shipped prices, $10 shipped. The highest was $24.79. This was the Saturday. So last 10 sold, you're looking at Friday night into Saturday morning. Wander Franco base rookie cards. Then you go, and I was actually surprised by this. You fast forward to April 16th, 2 months after release, the average sold price of a Wander Franco was still $11 on eBay. Last 10 sold April 16th, $10.92. The outliers were much closer. The low was $8.95 shipped, and the high was $13.49 shipped. So you had a much closer high and low. So that was the Wander Franco, and I'm glad I left those numbers on my board just so we could reminisce a year later. So as we approach the 1 year mark, the Wander Franco mania. But yeah, the first 24 hours, they were crazy high, $30 to $40 for a base rookie card. And then those settled, but they didn't, like, I expected a week after release to be like $3-4 cards. And that wasn't the case at all. Now you can find them in the dollar box, but it's been a year. And that was, I thought we'd find them in dollar boxes, a month later, 2 months later. That wasn't the case at all. Let's see. George says, do Topps still peddling flagship hobby boxes at close to $100? That's easy for me to pass on. I'm still in those $60 days. I'm like, I think last year they were 110 to 120. I was out. I don't think I bought any hobby boxes. I did retail. Plus 100 on a hobby box of Topps flagship, I'm out. I think 110 was I think that's what I said last year, was like 100. I can deal with $100, but 110. I mean, you have to have, that sounds silly, like $10, but you have to have a cutoff at some point. And it's like, well, if you do 100, why not do 110? Well, if I'm going to do 110, why not 120? And that's how things get out of hand, is when you don't draw the line somewhere. That line was drawn for me at 110. So $90, much easier pill to swallow. So the more I talk it out, the more I want to buy. Topps Series 1. When's it released? Next Wednesday. Brian says, Bo, you're getting up there in YouTube popularity. Have to watch a lot of commercials during past streams now. It used to be only one at the beginning. Congrats. Hope that translates to add money. It doesn't. The thing is, I'm like making, the more subscribers and the more my watch time and my views are up, the less money I'm getting. Like, it's really bizarre. Like, I'm probably making half on a daily basis. I'm making half, and we're talking like a few bucks. That's all the YouTube money. There's not much. Anybody that knows, there's not much money in YouTube ad revenue. So, but I went from like, say, $5 a day to like $3 a day, $2, $3 a day on ad revenue. And that was like, I was doing $5 a day on 1,000, 1,100 subscribers with, a monthly watch time of like 11,000 hours or something. Now it's like 25,000 hours, more than twice and the ad revenue is not there. They're pumping more ads. They're giving me less money. Huddle Card Collection, what's up? Good morning to you. Shaw Cards, what's up? Herman says, to answer the question, yes, my plan is to go live tonight to share some mail day packages. All right. Hobby rip or personal rips and hobby chat. Herman going live tonight. Uncle Rich is here. Good morning to you. Unless you market your house to someone who would like boxes of cards in the bathroom. Hey, there you go. A card collector's dream. Tabby Willies, what is up? Good morning. Watching from Kenya. That's cool. Welcome to the chat. That is very cool. Where are we at? Let's see. Kenya in the house. Let's see. Gate City Paul, good morning. Paul's a popular name on our Hobby Evolution chat. We've got a few Pauls, a few Terrys. Let's see. My weekend was really slow. I hope this week is better. Shaw wants to know if there's any Dallas Mavericks fans. You know, I was a Dallas Mavericks fan when they really sucked. They won like 80. They won like 8 games one season in like 89, 90, 91, somewhere in there. And I just, for some reason, I took to the Dallas Mavericks. And I sent them, I still remember, this was like my first days of TTM. And I would send letters to like teams to get, and they would send you like swag. They'd send you like pocket schedules, like maybe a small poster, bumper stickers when those were big, stickers, just random stuff. And I remember the Dallas Mavericks, and it came in a big, the paper white envelope with Dallas Mavericks on it. And it was like, thanks for being a fan, because we have 3 of them. And I remember a Dallas Mavericks bumper sticker, probably some pocket schedules, some other just random little things for giveaways. But yeah, I rooted for the Dallas Mavericks because they sucked so bad. I might have been the only Roy Tarpley fan in the nation. Brian Wolf says, I had a weekend of sales, only 5 items, but they were expensive sales. That's good. Let's see. Brian says, I was slow until the episode where you discussed eBay promotion, added to half my inventory, 4.2% ad rate, and bam, exploded. It's amazing how much promoted ads or promotions, eBay promoted listings works. I mean, all I did when I went to Cubs convention was basically turn my promotions off, and it basically turned my sales off, which was good because that's what I wanted. I didn't want to come home to 800 sales after being out of town for 3 days. So I think that's just what I'm going to do. Last year when I went to spring training, I basically put my store in vacation mode, which is it suppresses and it that's what I want by design. I don't want thousands of sales when I'm gone for a week. I do need my sales to be suppressed, but it almost seems like it was suppressed longer than just the time I was gone. It seemed like it lingered. So I think I might, I might just play it by ear and, just turn off, if I fly out on a Tuesday afternoon, like Tuesday morning, I'll turn off my promotions. And if all of a sudden I continue seeing a spike in sales throughout my trip, I'll, put my store in vacation mode from the road. So I think that's my plan, is just turn off promotions for a few days. Flipping Sports Guy says, I trust that more than eBay reports. For eBay, I don't add the net number. I have a sheet that's the gross sale, eBay fee, ship cost, promotional fee, and the net amount. So I've got eBay fees and ship totals there. There you go. Victor, the rookie card specialist, what's happening? Good morning to you. On your spreadsheet, do you track cards for each listing? No, I do not. I do way too much volume. And it, like, if I'm listing cards from like Topps Heritage Miners, that cost per card is going to be different than like a Goodwill palette. So just associating prices, it's just like, okay, this came from a Heritage Miners case. My total cost was $600, $400, whatever the price of the case was. Goodwill palette, $500. And then know that if I'm selling Heritage Miners cards, I know that I'm paying about 20 cents per card. If it's a Goodwill palette, I'm paying a penny per card. Bulk buys, a penny to 2 pennies per card, etc. So I kind of have an idea because with volume sales, I'm not selling too many, high end cards. Although that's something I've been thinking about just to try to just dabble as I scale, because I want to scale in volume, but I also want to scale in sales per card, and maybe just take some speculative plays on a little higher end, put some higher end stuff, because not only will it raise that per card price, but it can also increase your traffic. Like, hey, if you've got a Patrick Mahomes rated rookie, it's going to generate traffic coming into your store. Let's see. Jenny says 90 for a hobby box. Those are dropping. Last year was 125. Yes, they were expensive last year. Let's see. That's what I thought. The price is lower for sure. Last year I said screw a box and waited for blasters. I agree. I was on the same wavelength as you. I passed on hobby, and I just bought some retail, some blaster boxes. Rich says, by the way, every computer has a calculator nowadays. Oh, so now I know where we're at in the chat. Bo knows his computer has a calculator, right? It's so much easier to do it on your phone. Let's see. I ripped a hobby box last year, got a $3 relic. It's a crap product. That it's flagship is all about the volume, and basically that's the thing about Topps flagship. Like, it's not a hit product. It's like Heritage. Like, you don't buy Heritage for autographs. It's a variation in a volume type product. Rich says, if your phone is busy, use your computer. Brian Dean, what's happening? If he accessed his calculator on his computer, it would probably take longer to load than math by hand. Probably. We got by. We got through the calculator. You did notice Topps has not yet announced an opening night party for Topps Series 1. Yeah. So, and we're a week away, so I doubt there's going to be an opening night for Topps Series 1. Let's see. Brian Bourne, what's up, my guy? Brian in the house. Let's see. Sold my first comic this morning for $25. Wow, nice. Congrats. Brian says, hits are great, but I just want to rip. Sell anything that isn't Nolan Ryan. There you go. James in the house, what is up? You load up your 25-cent boxes? Yes. Well, not yet, but I will be this week. I'll have some all-new quarter boxes. Dan, what is happening? Good morning to you. Let's see. Rich says they began in 2020 because I went to the million card rip at AT&T Stadium. Sasquatch Card Shop, what is up? Good morning. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you jumping in. Newbie question, being a reseller, are you able to get inventory tax exempt? Yes. So if you have to sign up for a tax, state tax certificate or whatever it is. So you can, with that, you can go to DealerNet. You can get a subscription to DealerNet. It is $29 a month, but you can get product for a pretty good price. Like, I think Heritage Miners. Now it's when I go to Blowout, it's not as, it looks like a good deal, but then I look at Blowout and it's like, geez, their hobby boxes are cheap. Let's see. So last I checked about a week ago, Heritage Miners was they're a little higher. On DealerNet, a Heritage Miners hobby box, $37.50. Retail right now is around $50. So you can get a nice deal on boxes. So you do 13 times 12, that's 100 and some bucks. Boom, there's your $29 a month, worth it right there on one case. You can get supplies. You can get wholesale pricing from BCW, Columbia Hobby, probably Ultra Pro. I have accounts with BCW and Columbia. I don't use BCW anymore because now they require you have a commercial address, so they will not ship to your home. Columbia Hobby, shout out Columbia Hobby, they will ship. Even though BCW shipped 3-4 things to me at my home address, they stopped doing that. Columbia Hobby, Steve, shout out to Steve at Columbia Hobby. I'm like, hey, my business is out of my home. Will you ship to a residential address? Yes, Columbia Hobby for the win. So if you're looking to do some reselling, get a tax certificate with your state, and it'll help you get some better deals, especially on supplies. Like more so for me, it's hard to get product. I mean, you can go to DealerNet and you can get product from other dealers. But for me, supplies is the biggie. You can get a nice discount on supplies through that wholesale account. Rich says, Sasquatch, you use the cost of inventory to help reduce your tax. You keep track of what you buy and what you sell. Let's see. Where are we at? Brian says, amazing Spider-Man number 365. Let's see. Sasquatch made up a spreadsheet to track, but was hoping to reduce upfront cost. Let's see. Rich says, Kenya, I think, is further away than Japan. We have our new long distance. Is that true? Oh, now I want to see. Okay, I know George was in Osaka. Might still be in Osaka. Let's see. I'm going to do Madison, Wisconsin to Osaka, Japan, miles. So the distance, oh yeah, you do. You fly west to Japan. You're probably going to fly east to Kenya. 6,360 miles from Osaka, Japan to Madison, Wisconsin. Now, let's what's the capital of Kenya? Is it Nairobi? Kenya. Do Kenya. Nairobi. Hey, all right. Still know my world geography. Nairobi, Kenya. Mile. We want to do miles. So what was it? 6,360. Oh, it is. Uncle Rich nailed it. I would not have known. I would have thought Japan was further than Kenya. Kenya to Madison is over 8,000 miles. Don't know my world geography enough. 8,048 miles from Madison, Wisconsin to Nairobi, Kenya. 6,360 miles from Madison, Wisconsin to Osaka, Japan. Now you know. Learned something this morning. Let's see. Rich says 91, 92, 92, 93. Went to a ton of games those 2 seasons. I bet tickets were cheap for those Mavericks games. We could leave the Beckett offices at 7 p.m. and make the 7:30 tip-off. Reading about the article, I now realize what a great day that was. The Topps Rip Party, million card rip. Flipping Sports Guy says, my name is Paul too. I look up every time. We've got a room full of Pauls. Let's see. Huddle Card says hello to Paulie. Great pull on the is it Banchero? Paulo Banchero. Let's see. You were the last person I talked to before I pulled it to Huddle Card. Let's see. Dan is in the house. What's up, Dan? So how far I wonder is Korea? So where let's see. I'm going to go Incheon because that was like a clue on Jeopardy the other day. 6,425 miles to Incheon, Korea. Let's see. The party that's part of the Fanatics cost cutting with all the money they just put out, right? Sal Dougie's in the house. Good morning, all. Checking in from Vegas. Hey, that might be the funnest city checking in this morning. The city that never sleeps. Is that Vegas, the city, or is that New York? Let's see. The problem with the opening night party, if they do it on Tuesday, it's also Valentine's Day. Sorry, honey. I'm going to go open baseball. That's probably what I'm going to do on Valentine's Day. I mean, we're not going to go out and pay ridiculous Valentine's dinner costs at restaurants. TD Sports Cards, what's happening? Good morning. Rich has a tax license, but I buy even though the supplies are more expensive than shows. Let's see. Rich says off the top of my head, I think that's what OTOH means. They had 4 boxes of donations for me at the last trip, so I don't mind the extra cost. Uncle Rich knows. Let's see. Where are we at? We had the Beckett tickets too. They were cheap for us employees. 72 watches. 73. This might be close to a record. I think 73 might be the most watching at one time. Just wait till he goes to StreamYard. I know, I keep talking about it. Jenny brought up a great point yesterday about doing opening my stream like the night before, the day before, like, hey, Bo's going live at 7 a.m. And I think that would help So people like get that notification, because usually like when I go live, it's like you don't get the notification right away. Let's see. Where are we at? Harlan in the house. What's up, Harlan? According to the internet, the furthest city from you is Perth, Australia. Aha, 10,800 miles. So that's also surprising to me, because I would have thought Kenya to Australia would have been more than 2,000 miles. So you're telling me Nairobi, Kenya to Perth, Australia is the same distance as Chicago to Los Angeles. That's fascinating to me. I have to double check this. That is fascinating. Nairobi, Kenya to Perth, Australia, miles. Oh, I put the comma in the wrong place. Miles. So this, okay, so it's just a different route. So Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya to Perth, Australia is 5,526 miles. So I think that makes sense. So let's see. And then Madison to Perth. Oh yeah, so you're flying west. Wow. Geography's crazy. Oh my gosh. So you're flying west to Australia. The world is fascinating. 10,800 miles from Madison to Perth, Australia, but you're flying west. So I guess anything the opposite direction, you're flying east. I guess this all, like, if I knew how many miles is Earth total, and then it's like, oh, that all makes sense. This is probably, I bet a fifth grader knows all of this, and they're like, Bo is such a dummy. If no fifth graders are watching, well, they're in school right now. Porter and Dean might be the only ones. They're like, duh. It's amazing the stuff we knew at like third, fourth, fifth grade that like you forget and you don't ever use until you just start rambling on about world geography. Let's see. Rich says we don't go out on Valentine's Day and the restaurants are getting smarter. Yes, they are charging that premium. The V-Day specials are last weekend and this weekend. On the other hand, 75. Wow. 75 live viewers. Let's see. Bo, YouTube West Wing Peter's projection map after the show, and it will blow your mind in relation to world geography. My 4-year-old daughter decided she really likes ripping packs, pulled Dale Jr. and Martin Truex Jr. autos. A Dale Jr. auto. That's nice. Really need a blowout NASCAR sale to replenish my supply. Write down the record. I should. Oh, shoot. Where's my... Oh, that's a Sharp. We don't want to put Sharpie up there. Is this a dry erase record? Was it 75? Ooh. Was it 75? Or did it get to 76? Where did somebody say? 75? Put 75. Or it's 68. We dropped off. 7 people had to go into work. Let's see. Harlan says you wouldn't go to Perth through Kenya. That'd be an expensive ticket. Yeah, it would. Madison to Kenya on the way to Perth, Australia. Not welcome to the work week. Welcome to Geography with Bo. Bo is today years old when he learned the world isn't flat. By the way, sometime you fly north to go east, and it's quicker to go over the top of the sphere. Flipping sports guy. Truex likely would have a nice uptick last night after the clash. Yeah, there was a NASCAR race. The Grammys were on last night. Did not watch. I watched the Badgers get freaking embarrassed again. They got swept this season by Northwestern. Ugly game. We had dinner, and then I finished sorting a tub of cards in the rec room. Went upstairs, and my wife was watching some hospital show. I don't know. And then I saw, I think in a chat I was in, somebody mentioned the Grammys, and I'm like, And usually my wife enjoys watching. I think the Grammys are kind of her least favorite of the award shows, but she watches the red carpet stuff, which I'm surprised she didn't have on. And I'm like, are the Grammys tonight? And she's like, I don't know. Like, she didn't even care. Like, what? But it's like the entire, like, if we watch the Grammys, the entire time we're like, I've never heard of this person. Oh, I know that song. I didn't realize this is the group that sang it. That's, you're getting old when you complain about the new music. And I've never heard of any of these music acts, because my dad, when I was a Grammy fan in the 90s, my dad's like, I've never heard of any of these people. Let's see. Kyle says, yes, I had just bought a Truex auto on eBay before she pulled an auto too. Herman says, thought Bush would have taken him out. The Last of Us is a great show on HBO. A few people have mentioned that. Maybe I'll dive into it at some point. But I read the description and it just didn't appeal to me. The description, but maybe it's a good show. There's a lot of shows that the description would not appeal to me that I've enjoyed. So we'll see. Dan's SIU Salukis are 19-7 this season. It has been quite a while since they've been relevant. Hey, my alma mater is doing well also. Western Illinois. I know they're in second place in the Summit League basketball standings. Let's see. I don't think they're 19-7. They are 15. My Leathernecks, they're now in third place. They must have lost this weekend. Is this? Yeah, that's men's basketball. So Oral Roberts. We do not like Oral Roberts, do we, Cooter? Oral Roberts undefeated in the Summit League, 12-0 with a 21-4 overall record. Boo! We do not like Scott. What the hell's his name? Scott. His dad was Eddie Sutton. Scott Sutton. We don't like Scott Sutton and the Oral Roberts. Boo. South Dakota State, the Jackrabbits, they're in second place. The Western Illinois Leathernecks, third place, 15-9 overall record, 8-5 in the Summit League. Wow, St. Thomas, who's new to Division I. This is either their first or second year in Division I. I don't even think they're eligible for the tournament. They're in fourth place with a 7-6 overall record, which I don't think they can play in the conference tournament at the end of the year. I think they're still in the probationary phase of their transition. Let's see. Augusta Lawn Care in the house. What's up? Good morning, all. Just hopping in before heading out to work. Getting busy again for landscaping season. That's a great sign. Hey, when summer shandy hits the beer shelf and lawn care companies are getting busy with landscaping, and we're talking about pitchers and catchers and Series 1, the days are getting longer. We like this time of year. Let's see. Had an awesome time at the Fishtown Card Show. Awesome. Man, it looked packed. I saw some pictures. The Fishtown show looked packed. I wanted to talk about shows everywhere. Looked packed this weekend. Filled up both my boxes and had to bring extra cards home in a bag. Heck yeah. Harlan says WVU basketball isn't bad this season, but the Big 12 is just a brutal schedule. Yes, it is. Flipping Sports Guy says Bo never understood the jokes about Oral Roberts because he didn't take the bus. Hey, there's some truth to that. Baseball season right around the corner. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I think we hit a record 75 in live watchers this morning. That's awesome. So thank you very much. Kenya, shout out to Kenya. If you're still here, let me know where you're, which city, because I love learning about new places. I've just been using Nairobi because it's the capital of Kenya. But if you're still here and you have a city name, I'd love to Google it. Sal Dougie says I'm going to hit up a card shop in Vegas before coming back Wednesday. Nice. So let's see. That's what I had for today. A reminder, I will be at the Rockford Card Show this Saturday, 9 to 3 at the IBEW Banquet Hall, Rockford, Illinois. I'll have all new quarter boxes, and I'll be bringing soccer and hockey. So I'll have those for you this Saturday in Rockford. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. We will be back on tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. See you then.